And now, coming to you from Lagos, Nigeria, it's Moments. Today, we're looking at individuals who are shaking up the world in the most gentle ways. They are Adewale Aladejana, the CEO of Sapphire Scents, and Elizabeth Kperrun Eremie, the founder of Teesem app.
It was launched in October of last year, so obviously we're going to keep adding to it. It's a lifetime project.
Yeah. We work basically with oud, frankincense, and myrrh.
Okay.
You know, those are the royalty of fragrances.
Okay.
Awesome. Can I smell it?
Of course, please.
Okay, I'm
please
going
open.
to smell it.
Sweet baby cheek.
They share their passion and desire to give back. It all starts right now.
Today on the show, we're talking about people who are making a difference. And our first guest is Elizabeth Kperrun. She's the creator of the Tessum app, which allows children to learn about their native languages. Welcome to the show, Elizabeth.
Welcome, Elizabeth.
First of all, I think I'm really excited to have you here because you're a woman and you're into technology, and we really see that. And then you decided to create an app that teaches kids how to learn their native language. So tell us about this and what made you decide to do it.
It's no secret that a lot of people today don't know how to speak their native languages. We're really, really losing touch with culture, and it's a shame. So that's what we're trying to solve. We created the Tessum app to teach toddlers and preschoolers their first words in English, Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, and Swahili for now. We're obviously working on other African languages. There'll be more to come afterwards. So the problem we're trying to solve, I think started from our generation. My husband doesn't speak his native language.
Okay.
I speak a little bit of Tiv, but not much, because when I go home, my grandmother, some things she says I don't pick up. And I don't think I can string a whole sentence in Tiv, but at least I'm one of the people who are better off. My husband doesn't know anything in his language. And we're both from different states. We have a 10-month-old baby, and we just woke up one day and we were like, so what is she going to speak when she's growing up? Is she only going to speak English?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's how Tessum was birthed. So.
And when you ran the idea past, I'm sure, family and friends for this app, what was the feedback like? Because as you're saying, like, I'm Yoruba and I could only understand. I can't really speak it very fluently. So what you're doing is really fantastic. What was the reception?
It was really good. It was really good. It wasn't just family and friends. We actually did a small market survey. We went out to popular places where families hang out, like parks and amusement parks. And we had a few people fill out questionnaires, and they were like, this is a really, really great idea, because there are a lot of cross-cultural marriages today, and most parents are like, some of them don't even want their kids to learn any of the languages. They just want them to grow up with English. I know it puts kids at a disadvantage because it's been scientifically proven that kids that learn 2 or more languages in their formative years, they develop faster. They have it enhances their cognitive abilities. Essentially, they pick up things faster when they're older. So why bring them up with only one language?
Definitely. And in terms of getting it, in schools and on the curriculum, because I agree with you. I think it's something that should be taught in schools. How has that been? Have you been able to approach schools to talk to them about the app?
Not yet. Like? We were in an accelerator program up until the end of January, and it was we were geared towards growing the numbers. So we just recently finished, and we're going to start approaching schools. And while the app is still in it's not in production. We're going to be adding more to it. It's available for download on the Google Play Store and the App Store, the Apple App Store. And we're going to start approaching schools because I think it's too late to start teaching children languages by the time they get to secondary school. I think that's what we had in the curriculum. I don't know if that's what obtains now, but that's what happened. That's what was there when I was in school.
And I remember in secondary school, the 3 major languages was Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa. But have you ever considered including indigenous languages, like maybe Tiv? Languages that are, there's a good group of people who speak it, but maybe people might not consider them official languages.
No, we're not working only with official languages. We're working with indigenous African languages. So this is The app was, it was launched in October of last year. So obviously we're going to keep adding to it. It's a lifetime project, so to speak. So it's going to keep getting bigger and bigger. Let's say like a Duolingo for African languages.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for coming on the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
I will make sure that I download the app and I use it more often than I already have. I definitely need some help with my Yoruba. Coming up shortly, we'll be joined by another guest who's making a difference through their business.
If you're just joining us, you're watching Moments Nigeria. Our topic today is making a difference, and we're joined by our second guest, Adewale Aladejana, who is a social media evangelist, a philanthropist, and a master perfumer at Sapphire Scents. Nice to have you on our show.
Thank you so very much.
So what is it like being a master perfumer? What does that entail? Tell us.
Oh, wow. I stumbled into it. You know, it was April of 2014. It was my wife's birthday, so I wanted to make her feel really special. Aww. I got her a phone, got a gold chain, and by the time I looked at what I had, my salary had finished. And, you know, I just had a baby, and I had to do something. I was thinking of, okay, how can I make extra money? I guess I got carried away with buying stuff. You know, and I had a couple of friends they were using this perfume called Oud. And it was really, really nice. I've been a fragrance person all my life, but that was just different for me. So I made inquiries, and I had a friend coming in from Dubai, and I said, you know what, get me a bottle of this. And my friend brought that, and the other just came to me, why don't I just start selling these perfumes? And that's how we started. You know, and I realized that I began to sell every single day. I was just selling perfumes, and I was making more money. Oh, wow. You know, and after 3 months, you know, I was excited. I'd made like ₦1 million. Wow. I told my pastor about it, and he was like, oh, wow, this is good, come and see me. And he said, Wale, you know what, there's just something on you and this business. I want you to expand, you know, travel to Dubai, meet manufacturers, make good deals, and start bringing them in the cargo. And I was just looking at him like, okay, we know how this will happen. And the next thing, he wrote me ₦1 million check.
Wow, so you invested in your business.
Yes,
that's
he invested
amazing.
in my business. And, you know, and from that day, you know, he prayed, he said the money would not finish, go and explode and take over. And from that day, we just began to grow in leaps and bounds. I travel, smell over 200 kind of fragrances. We're just smelling, and we are just making selections. And, you know, recently we started our own line, which is the Sapphire Attar. Attar simply means concentrated perfume oil. Okay. You know, and so with that we make our own fragrances. And, you know, the reception has been exceptional. Do
you customize fragrances for
Absolutely,
people?
absolutely.
Okay, so if I come to you and I say, you know, I want to smell like Bolinto or Bolale, how does the process work? How does it work?
We just ask you, what kind of fragrances do you like? Do you have any preferences? Do you like jasmine? You know, whatever it is. But we work basically with oud, frankincense, and myrrh. Okay. You know, those are the royalty of fragrances. Okay. And, you know, those are what we really actually work with. But we mix them up, and we do a lot of bespoke. And talking about the bespoke line, I have a client. And I just mixed something for him, and then he went to the State House, and the First Lady passed him and came back and said, young man, what perfume is that?
Oh, that is like the ultimate compliment,
I'm telling you. So I said, you know what, there's just something here. I'm going to take this much more seriously. Yeah. And, you know, Nigerians, we are very fashionable people. Yes. We love exclusivity, you know. Yes. So we have lots of people that just say, you know what, I want my own fragrance. Nobody ever gets to smell like me ever. So it's just between me and the person, you know. I keep the recipe. Nobody ever knows what it is that we mix for you. So nobody ever gets to smell like you.
That's brilliant, though.
I know that your business, you know, as well as being for profit, also makes a difference because you give a portion of what you make every month to the less privileged. Could you talk to us a bit about that and how you choose, you know, the charities to donate to? Okay.
A while back, and I realized that I worked at the T.Y. Danjuma Foundation for 4 years, and, you know, what we do is just, you know, give money to NGOs and stuff. So that's the only place I ever worked, you know. So somehow I grew up with that culture as well, that you always have to give back. And when I started Sapphire Scents, after a while we realized that, okay, we need to be doing something, because the Bible says true religion is to give to the poor and the needy and the widows and the orphans. And we felt like, okay, we need to have that angle at Sapphire Scents. And right now we're in 19 states of Nigeria, 134 distributors in less than 2 years, you know, in the UK, US, and Cameroon. And so I felt like we needed to start giving back, you know, and what we decided to do was in every state, where we have distributors, we'll pick a state and then look for an orphanage, an elderly people's home, you know, something like that, and just find out what they need, and we donate 10,000 naira each every month, and then we just bless them. We get a list from them, and then we just bless them and, you know, give back. And we've done an elderly people's home in Lagos, an orphanage in Abuja, an IDP camp in Borno State. And then this year we decided that we needed to adopt a community. I've had this missionary, he's been talking to me for 3 years, over 3 years, you know, and, you know, he's been doing amazing stuff in places of Nigeria where nobody has ever been to. And I used to tell God that if God would bless me, you know, I would love to do that. So this year he came to me like, this is the time. You know, so I called him up and he said, whatever this community, whatever it is that needs to be done, by God's grace, we'll be supporting them. You know, so we are planning to build them a school. We are going to clothe them. We are going to put water there. We are going to be doing lots of stuff. That's really, really admirable. And, you know, I find it so interesting because a lot of business owners sometimes find it difficult to give back. They say, oh, our profits, you know, we're in a recession, we don't have that much money, we need to reinvest in the business. So in terms of, you know, you clearly have a very, very big heart. What kind of has allowed you to just be so generous and give so freely? The Bible is clear. It says, he who waters will himself be watered. The generous will be made rich. You know, Bill Gates is the biggest giver in the world. He's the richest man in the world.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, I love that picture.
Oh, awesome. Can I smell it?
Of course, please.
Okay, I'm
please
going to smell it.
Sweet baby cheek. Woo! In addition to making a difference by giving, do you also find that your business is having the ability to employ people and to also, you know, empower people who can have, so they can have a livelihood as well? Absolutely.
You see, our distributors, you know, that's how we do it. I mean, working class people, they can't do any other business. They don't have the time. So you have perfumes, and you have these 5 ml bottles of samples, or to your staff, to your colleagues at work. Oh, I sell perfumes, and you know there are certain things you use till you die. You will brush your teeth till you die. You will use perfumes till you die. You know, so it's a lifetime business. And you know, so they register with Sapphire Scents, and then they get the perfumes at a lower rate. So you know, just at your desk, you could be selling to your friends, and before you know it, it's built on circles. If my friend sells something, I'll not go to the supermarket. Of course. You know, so that's the concept. So my friend sells perfumes. Let me buy from her. You know, your first circle of clients most likely are always your friends. Or let me just support, and then they realize that, oh, this is really nice, and then they are hooked, and that's how we built it. We have lots of people in 6 months made over millions of naira, bought cars, you know, afforded vacations, paid rents, you know, with Sapphire Scents. So it's you know, God is helping us to do amazing stuff.
That's so brilliant. And we know that you have some gifts for us.
So
we can convert it to Sapphire Scents.
I actually have bespoke fragrances.
Bespoke fragrances.
Yes, this is for Bolande. Nobody will ever get to smell like
it. Oh my gosh,
yay! And please let me know what you think about this. You know, we try to make packaging with quality.
Thank you so much. Bottles. Oh my goodness, guys, look at this. Can you see that?
So pretty. I love
this. This is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh no, look, my picture's on the thing.
Pictures in
it.
And this is
and this is one of my favorite pictures of me.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes,
as well,
I love that picture.
Oh, awesome. Can I smell it?
Of course, please.
Okay, I'm
please
going to smell it.
Oh, so basically you pull it.
Yeah, yes. So you just drop a little on your pulse points and
sweet baby cheek. Ooh. That is
I love this.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
It's very clean smelling.
So nobody will ever smell like this.
Only me knows your recipe.
Only you know my recipe. No, you guys, this is like I'm impressed.
Thank you.
This is just gorgeous. But you know, let's get back to. I'm just overwhelmed by the beauty of this smell. Now, we also know that you have a little bit of challenges, you know, in terms of reaching communities in the north, because in addition to being a perfumer, through your business, you also actually share the gospel. So tell us a little bit about that.
You know, I was on my way to Dubai. That was like last week or 2 weeks ago, and then I was just getting lots of buzz on my phone. So when I got to Qatar at the Wi-Fi, you know, I checked my phone, and then I saw articles all over the place on Nairaland, on Instablog, and apparently somebody had put up a post that said that this is a call to all Northerners that some people are trying to hijack a particular community and just turn them to Christians and all of that. And that wasn't, we never planned to do any of that.
And it was in reference to you?
Yes, it was in reference to you. I shared a picture actually on Facebook, you know, telling people that this is what we are planning to do at Sapphire Foundation, and that we'll be reaching out to this community, you know, give them clothes and all of that, give them schools, you know, and also preach the gospel to them. That was our message. But the main message is we are reaching out to this community to make their lives better. They've been there for a long time. Nobody's bothered to do anything for them. You know, I mean, we can't leave everything for government.
With actually, you know? And this, it wasn't only about, you know, sharing the gospel, but actually developing the community.
Absolutely, you know, and we just began to see it all over the place, lots of blogs, and, you know.
It's so sad because what you were trying to do was just a philanthropic effort. And, you know, you being a Christian doesn't really come into it. You're there, you're helping people, you know. Jesus said, you know, we to help our neighbors. That's exactly what you were doing.
Absolutely.
And for it to be taken in the wrong way,
I felt really, really bad, and, you know.
So in terms of, you know, overcoming that challenge, and has it affected your mindset on how you would approach another community?
No, well, I think we'd just be a little more subtle, you know. Actually, what I was trying to reach out to people, because I saw that this was a big project. We wanted to, you know, source for friends and people. If you want to be a part of this, that was why I put it up in the first place. You know, but now I begin to realize that, you know what, with Sapphire Scents, all our distributors, we've seen a lot more commitment. You know, we won't be needing to reach out to people. You know, I talk about Adewale Aladejana Foundation a lot. He doesn't collect money from anybody, you know, so we can start with what we have, and as God continues to give seed to a sower, we'll continue to do more. So
that's amazing. That's brilliant. Now, really quick before we let you go, because of not only is your product a beautiful one, the product, you know, whatever funds you get, you also donate a portion to Sapphire Foundation. How much does this bottle go for?
This goes for 50,000.
Okay, so, and this is just like a standard perfume. Okay, now if you wanted to get a bespoke one.
Okay, for the standard one, it goes for 20.
Okay, 20.
But if you want a bespoke for 10 ml, it's 50.
Okay.
If you want a 100 ml bespoke, it goes for 150.
Okay.
Yes.
But that will last a long time because you just need a little drop.
Well, Nigerians don't like to use a little. They say, oh, this is small. Well, give me a big bottle. I want to finish this tomorrow.
This could last me like 4 months.
Yeah. The thing about what I was saying is that sometimes when you have it on you, you can't smell it.
Absolutely.
But everybody
else
around you can smell it very strongly. So one has to be careful because you just be really, you just be very fragrant wherever you go.
Absolutely.
For anyone who would like to contact you about your scents or maybe even about helping with your philanthropic efforts, how can they get in touch with you?
On Facebook, we have a page called Sapphire Scents on Facebook. So if you just search Facebook Sapphire Scents, will come up. And on Instagram, you can check Sapphire Scents and Aladejana. That's my personal IG.
Okay, fantastic, fantastic. Well, once again, thank you so much. Well, it's now time for a short break, but we'll be back with a book review.
Welcome back to Moments Nigeria. It's now time for our review. And today I'm going to be reviewing a book called Debacle in Eden. And it is by Portia Mama Anthony. Now, this book is very interesting. First things first, I thought the size was different. I'm not used to reading books that are sized like this. That's the only thing I would change about it, actually. I found it hard to read. Anyways, but this book is really, really great. I mean, it's a fiction book, and, you know, it's just... I think I love when Nigerian authors incorporate life in Nigeria, tidbits of characters who are based outside of the country and the nuances of that. And, you know, I thought it was a good book. I enjoyed it overall. I did think that in some places maybe there could have been more... Like, I don't like reading books that have too many sex scenes. And this one had a good amount.
It was a bit raunchy.
Yeah, just a little bit, just a bit. But, you know, if that's what you're into, whatever.
This could be the book
That's
for
fine
you,
if, you know, you like that kind of thing. But yeah, it was a good book, well written, you know, and kudos to Portia on this week.
Was it quick to read? Like, did you find yourself stopping and starting again, or were you kind of gripped from the very beginning?
Definitely gripped from the very beginning. I think that it was written really, really well. Like, it was written really well. Yeah, it was definitely written really well. And I just like the fact that the characters were authentic. That's what I really liked about the book. Yep. So if you have anything that you'd like us to review, feel free to send us to the address scrolling across the screen. All right, it's now time for our question of the day. How have you made a difference lately?
Such a good question. Difficult. Lately, it's hard. I feel like I make a difference in little ways. For example, I'm a big believer in giving to beggars. You know, people say, oh, don't give to them, they'll use it to buy drugs. I just think, you know, at the end of the day, a lot of these street kids don't have homes, they've been separated from their families. So I'm a big believer, like in traffic, you know, just give something, you know, even if it's just like a little bit of change, it's bound to really impact that, you know, that person's life.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Tallulah. You know, I got to a point where I started to shut my eyes, but the question is, if you're shutting your eyes to these people on the streets, then what are you doing in like real life? So recently I started working with a group of women, some widows. Since last year I've been working with them, and it's called the Self-Worth Organization. They were actually guests on Moments, and basically we've just been working together. They just recently put up a skills acquisition center, and we put that up together. So I'm really, really excited because widows in Nigeria have it really, really rough.
And I know that you do so much because you had a Valentine's Day party for them, like a little kind of get together, and they had food, and they could all mingle. It was pretty cool. That's amazing, Blanley. You're doing your thing.
It was pretty cool. But what I'm so excited about the skills acquisition center, because now they're going to be able to actually learn how to make money and fend for themselves, because a lot of them live on handouts. So I'm excited about that. You know, guys, let us know, how have you been making a difference in your community, in the lives of your friends, other people? And if you haven't, maybe it's time that you start doing so. All right, before we go, we have something for you. That's cool.
That's a good one, actually, because, you know, we are always looking to others to do things. I think, you know, change starts from within, right? As they say. Yeah, hilarious. Well, that's it for us from this episode of Moments Nigeria. All this talk of making a difference has definitely got Bonale and I thinking about how we can do more in our communities, and we hope it's also got you thinking. We'll see you next time. And remember, if you can think it, you can do it. Bye.